for that matter. Oh, jeez. I can even get slightly gassy from just drinking a little bit of water, which does sometimes get to me, but with that said, welcome everybody to tonight's live stream. Oh, yep, it looks like my signal has indeed reached Twitch, so I'm just go ahead and open that up to make sure that it is indeed running there. I'm pretty sure that this stream is also running currently on YouTube. It usually reaches YouTube first before it gets to Twitch. So yeah, but ultimately tonight's live stream is it's not going to be all that long, considering that it is really just going to be microphone review here on Live One. Derps1 says sup. Hello, buddy. How's it going? I hope you're having a good night so far. This is going to be my live review of the Rode NT1-A. This is a microphone that I just talked about in a video earlier today, and as per usual, every time that I talk about a microphone, I tend to stream with it that exact same night, hence why I'm using this microphone now. StreamPog. Ever lucid? I'm sorry. Uh, hey. Hey to you as well. I hope that you're doing well. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Tonight's live stream again is really just going to be mostly focused on this microphone, and if anybody has any questions along the line when it comes to other things, please feel free to ask. I would be more than happy to help out in any way that I can. This right here is the Rode NT1-A. It's a microphone that I bought specifically for voiceover work. So yeah, I ended up making a review of it earlier today, and as per usual, since I always stream with the same microphone that I review on that same day, well, here I am. What mic would you recommend for a beginner streamer? Price around 130 bucks and below USB microphone. Okay, yeah. I mean, like for around that price, I would have gone the USB Rode anyway, probably. So the microphone at exactly that price tag that I would recommend. I know you're saying for a beginner, but honestly, a really good, just like fantastic long-term solution is going to be the Samsung G-Track Pro. That is my favorite USB microphone so far. And it costs, I think, exactly $129. So if it's right within your budget, so I think you'll be just fine. Code PKSAO. Waves hello to you as well. What's up, man? How have you been? Oh, I've been doing pretty well. You know, just working as per usual, preparing the streams, taking a look at microphones. It works. How are you? Is this live? Yes, this is indeed live. So feel free to ask any questions if you have any. I'd be happy to help out in any way I can. Thanks. Yeah, no worries. Do let me know again if you do have any more questions in that regard. The Samsung G-Track Pro is a microphone that I've already reviewed in the past. Fantastic microphone. Absolutely love it. And I did do like a full-on comparison of that microphone, which with a bunch of other USB microphones that were around the same price tag, a lot cheaper, and also a lot more expensive than it. And honestly, the Samsung G-Track Pro fared incredibly well. It's an absolute steal for the money. John Switch says, finally, can you give my cousin JP a shout out? Yes, I would like to give John Switch's cousin a shout out. JP, you're the best. And God bless you. My boy JP. Yes, keeping it 100. That man, he actually rescued me from a burning building once. I don't remember it, but like I just remember having that written down and having to say it. How much should I spend on a PC for just Minecraft and streaming? For just Minecraft and streaming, you could definitely stay at a pretty good budget there. The issue is really like being able to get your hands on a PC that that is actually worth it for the money right now, because graphics cards and even like current gen CPUs pretty difficult to find at MSRP. Uh, so I would honestly recommend that you just go with a pre-built PC, uh, which is honestly perfectly fine, and just something with uh probably something even as early as just like an RTX 2060 would probably do you just fine. 16 gigs of RAM would probably work just fine for you as well. And for the CPU, you could definitely get away with something like a Core i5 or a Ryzen 5 and be just fine. I would say that the graphics card is probably more important here, and the 2060 is enough for that kind of thing. What is your favorite microphone that you have so far? So my favorite microphone is actually the one that I usually use for my streams, which is this one, and for all other purposes. I know it's pretty tough to see right now. It's actually kind of awkward, but there we go. Ugh. Okay, so this is the Electro Voice RE27ND. This microphone is absolutely fantastic, and it took me a long time to be able to actually get my hands on that one, but I'm so glad I did. It's been fantastic. I absolutely love it. This is another really fantastic microphone right here as well. Like I'd be pretty happy streaming with it because it does have really good noise isolation by itself. I don't have a noise gate on this at all. You're rocking with the pre-built? I mean I don't have anything against pre-builts except like when the market is normalized, like when things cost what they're supposed to cost, and then I would usually say, okay, like maybe you should build your own system. But when they don't, like right now, there are just like a lot of shortages. It is difficult to find parts. It is just more cost efficient to buy a pre-built. Would you say this is worth $650? What is? Hmm. I I wonder what system you're talking about. Hi, says Brown Dude. Hello. His favorite is the Razer Siren Elite microphone. Okay, this man is lying. He's lying straight through his teeth right now. I hate that microphone. That microphone is garbage. That's an RE320. No, this here was actually an RE27ND. It's it's one that comes right after the RE20. It's like a little bit more expensive than it. Uh, Razor Siren emote 100%. Okay, you guys are really trolling, and I really can't handle this. I can't. Okay, I'm very sensitive. Yeah, it's the best mic. No, it's not. It'll never be. Hi, I'm JP. Hello, JP. Oh, okay. So here we actually have the specs for for that PC. It's an Intel Core i3-10100 CPU. The GPU is going to be a GeForce GT 730. What a combination! A PVIA ATX 600-watt power supply. Interesting branding for that. ATX motherboard and 8 gigs of RAM. And when it comes to the storage, I see. Honestly, I don't think I don't think that you should spend $650 on this machine. Mostly because of the GPU. They're giving you a really old graphics card here. A 730 is quite old. It's not really going to hold up for what you want to do. JP? No way. JP has made it in. 256 gigs, megabytes cache, case, 3.5-inch RAID Max Blazer, mid tower. Still, I don't think it's worth $650 personally. I don't think it'll be able to handle streaming and playing Minecraft. or even like doing them separately. Like you could probably play Minecraft at pretty low settings and stuff. Minecraft has actually become more demanding over time. So I would not count on that GPU to carry you very far. I got a blue snowball. Oh, sweet. My review of the blue snowball is not out yet. It is scheduled though to come out, but I've actually had a pretty positive experience with the blue snowball. So I would say that honestly, blue snowball is a pretty good way to go nowadays. If you go specifically with the blue snowball ice, I think, if there's even any difference between the other snowballs in that one, but yeah. I just remember a couple of years ago hating the sound of the snowball. Bruh, you know you like the Razer Siren Elite. No, I hate it. I think it's disgusting. I think that microphone smells bad too. What if you missed the bleep button and you just straight cursed? I don't think it would matter, would it? Twitch doesn't care. Twitch probably doesn't care actually. You have a pretty good point there. I think YouTube would though, and I'm actually streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. So like a lot of these comments, everybody that's here is from both YouTube and Twitch. Either way though, I try not to make a habit of cursing so much. So like if I'm going to, I'm like, wait, hang on, I gotta reach for my button. Hey man, I just want to thank you for making a video for the fee fine. I've been looking for something not too expensive and it was the perfect USB microphone for me. Oh well, I'm very happy that that you like it and that it ended up working out for you. Usually fee fine microphones are really, really good options, especially like if you are in a budget. So yeah, um, I very much hope that you're enjoying it. And thanks a lot for stopping by. Corey PKSAO. Yeah, he's lying for real. There was just Siren Elite like the best. You know what? Alright, I guess you guys did indeed catch me in the lie. I think that the Razer Siren Elite is actually a very fantastic microphone. I think that microphone is a lot better than the Shure SM7B. I think it's better than the Electro Voice EV20, RE20 I meant. You see? But as you can see, the Razer is clearly a much better microphone and a lot more professional too. The best thing ever from Black Onyx. I know, right? At PKSAO. What would you recommend as a GPU for around $100 to $150 in today's market? Ooh. Oh, oh man. I wish that there was some recommendation I could make. Hang on. I'm gonna try to challenge myself to find something. Anything at all. That would be okay. Let's see. Considering your usage. Again, like graphics performance is going to be super important. Da, 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 da. So right now I'm looking at a GTX 1050 Ti. Again, like I don't think that you should stream with a 1050 Ti at all though. Uh, okay. I mean, I appear to have found a 1050 Ti for about $115 on eBay. But I'm honestly kind of like scared of what might happen because even though it says that it's new, it is just strange that it's being offered for so cheap because if you look at the rest of the site, most people are offering that 1050 Ti for around 300 or 250 or 350. So yeah, like that's definitely beyond that budget. Honestly, like a 1050 Ti is just an absolute minimum that I would recommend for any kind of graphics card. And since this is over budget, maybe it's just not a good time to buy a separate graphics card. He says he's not gonna gonna like the blue snowball. No, I actually did like this iteration of the blue snowball. I thought it was pretty good for the money, but when it comes to sound rejection, it's just kind of trash in that regard. But that is not to say that it doesn't sound good. That review is coming out sometime this month, though. Isn't the Razer Siren Mini or whatever it's called a good choice? Yes, the Siren Mini is in fact the microphone that I would recommend over the Blue Snowball as well. I think that the Siren Mini sounds maybe just like slightly better. Honestly, they both sound pretty similar. But what differentiates them for me is that the Siren Mini does a bit of a better job at rejecting noise. So like it's just better if you do have a noisier environment. It's not going to be quite as disturbing. The Razer Siren Mini is good. I have it right now because of this man. Haha. I have it because of this man too. Oh wow. Razer Siren Mini is soon good. Sarcastic tone. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I understand your sarcasm. Actually, it is kind of good. No, it is pretty good, actually. I would say. I mean, that's my opinion, at least. Me three. We three peas in the pod. For real. He's spitting facts right now. Siren Elite Heat. No, the Siren Elite is garbage. Like, for those of you who are coming in and that are expecting, like, actual microphone advice, allow me to be honest. the the Siren Elite is garbage. Don't buy the microphone. Hi, hello, John Robinson. Thank you for stopping by. The best USB mic as you get is the Razer Siren Elite. It is better than the Shure SM7B. That was my false statement from earlier. Yes, maybe 1030. No, I really wouldn't want to recommend a 1030 because he wants to stream with it as well. And when it comes to streaming, usually a good graphics card is a pretty good way to go. Like you do need a CPU and a GPU that can communicate pretty well to avoid bottlenecking and things of the like. And a 1030 would really hold him back, especially if he's looking at much more recent CPUs. Tech is just a hater. Yeah, so what if I'm a hater? What are you going to do about it, huh? I agree. I have 1060. That is like the bare minimum in my opinion. I can see that being the case as well. A 1060. I mean, like it depends. A 1063 gig for streaming. But a 1066 gig, I think, would perform significantly better because of that additional memory bandwidth available to you. So yeah, like that's. But I was being kind of generous when I said 1050 Ti because I mean I get it. Like there are supposed to be graphics cards that do cost about that much. Like this shouldn't even be a problem right now, you know? And it is very much unfortunate. However, we will be discussing the issues with the graphics card shortages on tomorrow's episode of the Tech Summit podcast. So do make sure to stay tuned to that. So I do love that you ended up asking that question. So thank you so much for that. Shameless plug, but do make sure to stop by. And also, if you have not watched the actual review of the Rode NT1-A that was released today, I would very much appreciate it if you went back and watched it. If you're interested, it is, I think, at least a very fantastic microphone. It is the one I'm speaking into right now, and I do hope that you guys like the sound of this microphone. I've got a laptop. I have a laptop too. Well, not here, but it is like upstairs and stuff. My friend actually has a laptop with an i5 and 1050 Ti or something, and he can somewhat stream Minecraft, surprisingly. Well, yeah, I think a 1050 Ti will be decent. Now that i5, I'm hoping that it is at least like an 8th gen i5. That I think the 8th gen i5s do have the higher core count. Or was it the 9th gen that started including the higher core count with the i5s? Not entirely sure. But yeah, like that must be still a bit of a painful experience to stream with, but if it's doable, it's doable. FPS, yes, I'm actually curious about that. What would you recommend for playing just games? Oh, for playing just games, I think that uh, a 1050 Ti will do great, honestly. If you're going to be playing games at 1080p, uh, I think it is going to be a great option. Get like the cheapest one that you can possibly find in that regard. But yeah, like a 1050 Ti will do great. It's not even like the bare minimum that I would recommend for gaming, but like if you can find one for 150, which does appear to be possible based on some listings that I'm seeing on eBay, then yeah, like you're gonna see some decent performance. Like you'll be playing games. Yay! I'm able to watch a stream. He's suspicious. Mikey, thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a while, but thank you very much for jumping in. Tonight's live stream is all around the Rode NT1-A, which is the microphone I'm speaking into right now. Please let me know your thoughts on this microphone. And also, if you have not watched the full review of this microphone, do make sure to watch it as well. It is out on the channel right now. Uh, Shameless plug, of course, as per usual. But yeah, I would like going back to the whole topic of graphics cards. It is pretty difficult um to be able to get your hands on virtually any graphics card at like a reasonable price right now. But it looks like a 1050 Ti, you might be able to get lucky with that. Apparently, there's somebody that's selling his brand new on eBay for about $115, which is within your budget. So that's probably the route that I would go. 4 gigs of DDR5 memory as well. So, like the 4 gigs can certainly be helpful. I don't know if you guys remember, like back with the GTX 970 days, uh, where that was a 4 gig card, and well, it was marketed as like a 4 gig card, and it turned out to be just a 3.5 gig card. So a lot of people were pretty pissed about that because, like that point 0.5 difference could make a pretty substantial difference in whatever task you're doing. And plus, I mean, like you were paying for 4 gigs when they were actually selling you 3.5. It's kind of like the feeling like when you buy a new hard drive, um, and like you buy yourself like a terabyte and you plug it onto your system and you actually only have like 912 gigs, not that full terabyte that you paid for. So yeah, I would pretty much just chalk it up to that. Of course, wow, actually most of you appear to be coming from Twitch, it seems, which is quite nice. So thank you. Thanks to you guys over on Twitch very much for jumping in. I don't think that you guys can actually hear any of the music that I'm playing, but I am playing stream beats at the moment. More people coming from Twitch? Yes, indeed. It seems like most of you are on Twitch. In fact, I think all of you are actually on Twitch right now, according to my metrics up here. That is, but that could also simply not be the case. It could be fake news. Impossible. I know, right? Like you would expect more people to actually come from YouTube if anything. Oh, hang on. Hang on. This is a very important notification. It looks like my Yu-Gi-Oh cards have finally shipped, but when am I going to receive them? There's no tracking on them. Gosh damn it. Yeah, so that's something to deal with. So for those of you that may not know, I'm actually an avid Yu-Gi-Oh player. I play the game rather seriously, per se. I'm like I would like to call myself a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, but I've never participated in an actual tournament. I kind of just like follow the ban list and I build my decks around those ban lists and I play with friends and family and stuff like that. But yeah, like that's pretty much where all of that comes from. And I'm currently in the middle of rebuilding a deck of mine because I feel like it does need a serious update. So I'm going all out with it. Oh, you guys are such old schoolers over here. Exodia. Obliterate. Blue Eyes White Dragon? Yeah, I've actually got the one that that Kaiba ripped up in the first episode. I managed to find it. I picked it up and I just like taped it back together and no one ever noticed. Twitch is just better. Yeah, you know what? You do actually have like a lot more perks available to you on Twitch, so I can certainly understand that. Red Eyes Black Dragon? He is indeed here. Well, not in my deck, but he exists. He is still used. Blue Eyes and Red Eyes actually do have like their own decks, but Blue Eyes is still kind of competitive. I want to say, uh, depending on what you pair it with, what deck you end up putting it in. You know, you want to make sure that they share an archetype. A thick blue legendary or mythical guy. I would probably pick thick blue legendary. And that would be my way to go. I forgot his name. Or mythical guy? uh I mean, I'm not exactly sure who you mean by the mythical guy. So that would be a tough question to answer. Oh, it was like the gods. Oh, wait, are you talking about Merrick? Hang on. I got you guys with a little something.
Pharaoh, I see you've fallen for my trap card. I sacrificed my revival gem to summon the winged dragon of Ra.
Or something. I first found out about Yu-Gi-Oh because the house my family moved into had a big Ziploc bag of cards. Ah, I see. That is usually how people discover it, of course. Yo, yo. Yeah, the thick blue guy is Obelisk the Tormentor. Oh, that's who you were referring to. Well, Yugi. No, I I can't actually do his voice. Well, I'll try it again. Well, Yugi, seems like you're at the end of your wits. I draw. Perfect. Now, I summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oh man, I should have said Obelisk the Tormentor. Scary voice gave me a fright. That was indeed the point. Everybody, everybody, show me your fear. He was possessed for a minute. Yeah, I was. I genuinely don't know what came to me at that moment. What is the strongest card? There isn't such a thing. There is no such thing as the strongest card. You can maybe make the argument, which is the strongest deck? Which even that I don't really know right now. Though I think that's fairly easy to look up. However, mine, in case you're interested, well, I actually run three archetypes or decks. One of them is zombie related. It is called Zombie Horde. The other one is uh it's been a while. The other one I call Black Meteor. So it's like it is like a dragon deck, but a lot of like the monsters here there are themed after rockets and things like that. And then the last one, which is the one I'm looking to update, is called the Dark Lord deck, which is, I mean, like everybody has like Dark Lord in their name. So like essentially these are spawns from hell. And like the boss monster of the deck, I remember in the OCG his name was Lucifer, Dark Lord of the Morning Star, which was so cool, but in the English uh printing they changed it to the first Dark Lord. So you know, I was just a tad sad at that. Be be one with the heart of the cards. I can't do it. Uh, how much money have you spent on cards? Don't you dare ask me that question again. Don't ask me things I don't know the answer to. um, I mean, I can try to answer that question actually. So, hmm, I mean, it's easily in the thousands. It's a little difficult to calculate because there was one time where I did spend a lot of money buying cards in the shop in Toronto. But then I have spent quite a lot of money buying cards here in New York. Too much? Definitely the answer. Way too much. And I'm sure I have friends and family that would agree. Because at the end of the day, you're just buying paper. Little pieces of paper with printing on it that might cost an extra penny to print if you want glitter on it to make it all shiny. And then they can just be like, "Oh yeah, this card is like totes short printed, so let's just sell it at like $60, which you know that's a lot of money for a card." But I guess that it does depend on the person because if you're playing competitively, then a lot of people don't mind spending that much money on a card if they need it. So yeah, but me, I'm like, I need a substitute. I don't like spending that much money on just a single card. But anyway, ah, that was you guys indulged me a little bit too much here. If I ever get rich, I'm spending my free time opening Pokemon cards. Hey, I mean, go for it. That has become a pretty interesting trend, actually. Yeah, like just be careful that you don't just end up opening resealed packs. Because even that has become a pretty annoying issue. So you know, do look out for that, of course. I personally never really been that into the Pokemon card game. I'm huge on the video games though, minus Sword and Shield because they got rid of my favorite Pokemon and they got rid of important aspects of what made some of the past Pokemon so important. Like they cut out um mega evolutions, which I will forever be upset about, and I don't think we're ever going to see these mechanics come back, unfortunately. It just sucks that they introduce a mechanic and then they take it away. It really does. It is very, very, very unfortunate when that happens. Now, I would also like to ask, what is one microphone that you guys would love to see reviewed? Like one that maybe I haven't touched on and that you would like to know more about. What's your favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon is Giratina, Origin form to be exact. Wait, they removed Mega Evolutions? I had no idea. Oh yes, they removed Mega Evolutions and Z moves, so none of that for Sword and Shield, and they cut half of the roster, and then they tried to give you like another part of that roster through DLC, paid DLC. So you know we already know where the priorities for Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are. I only need the Siren Mini. Ah, okay, well that's fair. Yeah, the Siren Mini is such a popular microphone. It really is. Like so many people are so interested in it. One, because it is your Razer product, so like gamers and well, like people just in general kind of just gravitate towards that brand. And the fact that it's like an affordable Razer product for one, people do get interested in that as well. Review the Newman U87 AI. I'm gonna take a look at that right now, actually. Let's see, Newman U87 AI. I've never seen this microphone before. I honestly thought that it was going to be a much cheaper microphone than this. So this microphone, you guys, the microphone that just got suggested to me costs I'm seeing one listing over here on Amazon for $3,200. But there's another one actually that includes the shock mount too, if you want that. Uh, and that is for $3,600. Unfortunately, man, as nice as it would be to review a microphone like that, I would never be able to. I don't think I'd ever be able to afford that. And I don't think this company would ever send this out to me for review either. Yeah, you got me there, buddy. Yeah, my friend's got the Siren Mini over the Solo Cast. Oh, really? So he liked the Siren Mini more then, huh? It's renowned for being so expensive. Then review the Austrian Audio OC 818. Okay, let me take a look at that. Austrian Audio OC 818. Hit me. Surprise me. What do you have for me here? Oh, you know what? This isn't nearly as bad. but I still can't afford to buy it and review it. I mean, look at this microphone. I know you guys can't see any of this, but still, this microphone over here costs $1,200. However, luckily we are lucky enough to get a windscreen with it. We also get a very tiny XLR cable with it, and it's actually more like an adapter or like a converter. We also get a holder and a shock mount for it. So, hey, there we go. No way people buy that. It is a living scam. No, yeah, people do buy stuff like this. It's because at the end of the day, uh, there's only so much that a microphone like this can accomplish versus a microphone like this, for example. Like people definitely have their reasons, and there's a reason why these microphones are like this expensive. Though I would like to chalk it up to it just being that when it comes to audio and video, like things just get so unbelievably expensive. It is just insane. I mean, like when it comes to video, if you want to buy any lenses are typically pretty expensive and they can cost as much as your camera or sometimes even a lot more than your camera. And that's just a lens, but it's such an important part of it. A windscreen, what a deal. I know, right? How you doing, fam? Hello there, my friend, Trekov. I'm doing well. How are you doing tonight? Ah, there's another recommendation here. So there is the Sony C800G. Jesus. Whew. Oh man. You're uh you're trying to kill me here. So this is beyond anything I've ever seen. I wasn't expecting a microphone this expensive from Sony. Never in a million years. It's a solid 10 grand. Actually, in Amazon, I'm seeing it for about 13.5 grand. So significant amount more. Like this is just insane. Imagine if I could actually afford to buy these microphones and actually review them. That would be incredible. Totally worth it. Yeah, I bet. The U87 is the studio microphone, so all the big shot studios use it. Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess that it's also part of like the branding to have microphones that are not expensive for that matter. Uh, it's like recording music. I can picture singers and rappers using it. Yeah, yeah, probably. I would say like very high end studios though. What do you recommend for a sound card and a good headset with it? Um, so typically, I wouldn't really recommend for the separate purchase of a sound card because a lot of motherboards actually already have great sound cards built in. So honestly, I would just skip over the sound card entirely. And when it comes to a good headset, uh, a very good one actually that I found recently that I really like, um, is one from Easy SMX. I'm gonna try to grab that for you, so that I can get the exact model number for you. It is like a really good headset for sure, and it is pretty affordable, I would say. Okay, so this is the Easy SMX. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to drop a link right there. Hopefully you can actually catch it, but I think that's a pretty affordable and very good headset. However, if you're looking for something more premium, then in that case, my suggestion would have to be this one in particular from Corsair, which is one that I'm going to be reviewing in the near future as well. Let me actually drop that link there for you so you can check it out. There you go. Hey, new follower on Twitch. Thank you so much for that follow. I actually can't see who followed me through Restream, unfortunately, but either way, I very much appreciate that follow. Thank you. Uh, is this good for a GPU? MSI GeForce GT 1030, 2 gigs. No, no, that is not good for what you want to do. For 120 bucks, I wouldn't bother. I personally would not bother with it. I think you can play Minecraft just fine with it. But you would not be streaming with this graphics card at all. Okay, enough of the funny business review this one. Newman U67. Okay, Newman U67. I think I did actually see it around. Oh, okay. I can see why you would suggest this one because it's $7,000. However, it does come with its own audio interface, it seems, which is indeed exciting. I think I would find myself paying 8,000 for it, honestly, if it if it wasn't on such a great deal. No, stop it. This is insane. I would love to review a microphone like this. Absolutely, but I simply cannot afford it. YouTube and Twitch combined don't pay me enough. Let's see. You remind me of my friend who looks into expensive mics for fun. I mean, that is fun. It genuinely is fun. Thanks a lot. Keep up the good work. Oh, well, thank you. I very much appreciate that. Is it good for gaming? I think that a GT 1030 can game. I think that you can game on the GPU. Don't expect anything too good out of it though. Um, expect to play at pretty low settings, but honestly, 120 bucks, maybe not worth it unless you just straight up don't have a graphics card right now. I mean, like, do you know what you're upgrading from? Or like, are you looking to build your own PC? We all want what we can't get. That is exactly true. Fine, fine. This one deserves a review. Vintage Telefunken U47. Yeah, this guy knows a lot more about obscure microphones than I do. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look. Vintage Telefunken, and I know that this is a troll. I don't believe for a second that this is a genuine suggestion here. I don't see it actually. It's not on Amazon. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. What a shame. Whoops, I'm sorry. Not on Amazon, it seems. That is indeed a shame. I guess I'll never find out how much it costs. Search it up on Google. Ugh, fine. Making me do work on live stream. Who do you think you are? A viewer? I'll look it up. Ah, you see? I knew it was a troll. I knew it. A $4,000 microphone? Ha! My. Now, let's see. I'm not upgrading, I'm building. Oh, in that case, if you're building, honestly, don't waste your money on a GT 1030. If you are going to be building a PC, just wait for better stock of current gen GPUs, because if you're building a new PC and you're buying all of your parts and building it up from scratch, it's just not worth going with something that you're going to want to upgrade very soon. If I were you, I would prefer to just wait for now. I have no school tomorrow because juniors have ACTs. Ah, yes. I remember when I had to take those silly I mean very important exams. I'm not allowed to tell you that they're silly until you're in college. But no, yeah, like I do remember taking the SATs. It was not fun at all. Having to travel to like a completely different school to go and take that exam, and then it was just a hassle. But you do need it. Uh, a lot of colleges do ask for SAT scores or ACT scores, and or about GPU. I think for the RTX 3000 series, Aorus Extreme is the best one. Uh, I mean, sure, it depends on the exact GPU though. Like if you're talking about a 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, 3080, or 3090, it does very much depend. I'm Eternal Fabled, buddy. Oh, my apologies for getting that wrong. Is this good for the price? Um, a GT 1030? Uh, no. No, you're not going to get enough value out of it. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm taking them this summer. Oh yeah, that's right. You do have to take it during your time off. I remember hating that specifically. The vintage Telefunken is like 20 grand. The yeah, the I am seeing one over here. I am seeing the Telefunken U47 over here used on what I believe is eBay for $4,000 actually. That that's a Camaro. What's a Camaro? A Ryzen 5 3600 and a B550M motherboard. Yeah, that's totally fine. In fact, that's great. For your usage too, Ryzen 5 3600 sounds great. And the motherboard doesn't technically really matter all that much, but a B550M will do perfectly. I mean, it is the latest line of motherboards so far, and it definitely supports 3000 series Ryzen CPUs. For $300, the CPU at $300, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it seems a little pricey to be a Ryzen 5. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Because, I need to take a look of my own over here. I find it strange. Oh, both. It's a bundle. Okay, yes. As a bundle, 300 bucks. Fantastic deal. Go for it. Absolutely. Come on down and join the Discord. Yes. By all means, to all of you over here watching, do make sure to stop by the Tech Summit Discord. And over there, we do continue to build upon our community. John Woo Firecat is constantly there as well. So why not stop by? And you can always leave your suggestions in the suggestion box, even though that's not what the channel is actually called. But John Woo Firecat, if you would be so kind as to drop a link, I would appreciate that quite a lot. For anybody that would like to join, of course. The car, the Camaro. I'm saying the mic is a car. Well, I mean, I guess so. I've never heard of a Camaro, so do forgive me, please. I am just a filthy New Yorker. Uh, Aorus have Extreme Series for the 3080 and 3090, but 3070 they have the Master. The technology in it is better than the other brands. When it comes to Asus GPUs, I do think that they're quite good. I usually don't gravitate towards them all that much though. I actually tend to get a gigabyte GPUs mostly. Um because I I do really like what Gigabyte is doing. I do like the design of the graphics card that as well. I do tend to prefer Gigabyte, but Asus is also a very good option. Like definitely. I tried sending a link, but it won't go through. Hmm. I wonder if I had to allow it. Nope, it doesn't even give me the option. It doesn't even let me see the link. All right, John Woo Firecat has dropped the link to the Discord. So to all of you watching, please make sure to stop by if you would like to be a part of the Tech Summit community. We would love to have you over there. And if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them over there as well. Uh, so yeah, the link is going to be right there. Just a question. Do you have custom keycaps on your keyboard? I do not. I do not have custom keycaps on my keyboard. I I I just kind of went full on raw with it. It is what it is. I've never seen the appeal to custom keycaps personally though. Like besides for aesthetic reasons, do they help in terms of performance at all? Can we see the keyboard? Uh I can link you guys to the keyboard here. This is the because my camera won't, because of where it's positioned, it will not allow me to show you guys just straight out. So here it is. I have the Razer Black Widow Elite. So I'm gonna send that to you guys right here so that you can go ahead and check that out. But yeah, like this has been a great keyboard. I've had this keyboard for almost 4 years now, actually. No, I think it has been 4 years by now. Still going strong, I'd say. Uh, is there any RGB on your keyboard? Of course there is. Definitely. I would never own, I would never rock a keyboard for, like my own personal setup without it having RGB lighting. I mean, come on. RGB lighting is what makes or breaks your setup, does it not? I was thinking about getting a few keycaps just to make it look good. Yeah, I mean, like, if it is just for like, aesthetic purposes, like, that's the only benefit that I see from it, unless you just, like, swap out the Switch itself, but, yeah, like, I mean, go for it. I've never found the need or the desire to do so, because I personally do prefer symmetry in my setup. So if there are like a couple of keycaps that look different, I'm probably going to lose my mind. True, but check the new implementation of Aorus. They did it this year. No other brand did it till now. Okay, sure. I'll go ahead and take a look. Actually, let me go on Asus's website. I know that a lot of people like to say Asus, but I think that Asus sounds weird, so I say Asus. To that, some people might respond as tomato, tomato. Some others might say no, it's Asus, buddy. Let's see. Display, desktops, motherboards, and components. Graphics cards. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Take me to the GPUs. By chipset. Oh, I see. I have to, like, has to be NVIDIA. I'm mostly noticing actually older GPUs here. Okay, like I see the 3060 from them. I also see the 3060 Ti, and I did notice a 3080 and a 3070. Honestly, this 3060 Ti looks absolutely beautiful. That implementation is wonderful there. But too bad that you and nobody else on this planet can buy one. And that is the one and only shame. Asus, all the way. Never heard someone say Asus. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Asus is how it should be pronounced. Not having RGB is the greatest computer bottleneck. Not only that, it is the biggest sin. The biggest sin of them all. RGB equals FPS increasing by 100%. Yeah, I mean, that has been proven to be the fact. And supposedly downloading RAM is actually even more cost efficient, I want to say, than just going straight into a store and buying like the hardware slots for the RAM. So, like just go ahead and download it and you'll have it there. I think it is the max covered cooling for the Aorus GPUs. Okay, I'm seeing here max contact. So that's more so for the heatsink, it seems. Hey, I didn't find it anywhere to buy the HyperX Quadcast S mic, so I bought Rode NT USB instead. I hope I won't regret this decision. So I don't really know uh if you would or not. Like I wouldn't be able to guess because I've actually never tested the Rode NT USB in the past. I've been interested in doing it more so like lukewarm into doing it because I've already tested the AT2020 and I wasn't really that impressed with it. Uh, but I do feel like the USB one might actually be better. Dude, I have an R keyboard, a B USB hub, and a G microphone. RGB. Everybody, please clap and laugh at Jamu Firecat's joke right there. I do think that he genuinely deserves it here. I'm sorry. This is what I have. I mean, hey, you actually do have that whole combination. It's no joke. No, yeah, hey. I mean, like, it is cool. It is a happy coincidence for sure. RGB. You see, like, you kind of messed up the order there. You should have said R keyboard, G mic, and B USB hub, and then it would have fit a little bit better. It's my only critique of that joke. Besides it also being true. How many viewers do you have on Twitch? On Twitch, I have 7. It looks like, yeah, like it says 7 viewers on Twitch, but I see that you're here on YouTube, but that's not being reflected here for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. But on Twitch, it does say that I have 7 viewers at the moment. However, going back to the topic of that max contact cooling solution for Asus, it does seem pretty cool. Again, it is a real shame that you still can't really buy these graphics cards. But I see that they have taken strides over here to make cooling much more efficient. It looks like they made their cooling solution even smaller, actually. and it seems to be working out for them. Torture says, hey. Hello, Torture. How are you doing tonight? I hope that your username is not uh, related to your mood tonight. So unfortunately, I did not get any tips on which microphone I should review because I was being trolled. My feelings were being toyed with, and yes, I am left without any of the above because every Newman microphone that has been recommended to me is in the thousands. And unfortunately, Tech Summit over here does not have thousands of dollars to spend on a review unit of anything. As great as it would be, just considering um, how awesome a lot of these microphones look. And I do wonder if I do have like the proper setups to be able to do these microphones justice too in my reviews. You should do a teardown of like a microphone. When you did the HyperX Quadcast microphone review, what was it with a microphone that you recorded your video with or another? Oh, I was definitely using a different microphone. I think that for the Quadcast, like not the S, I think that just for the regular Quadcast, um, uh, I mean, I did do the entire recording of it with the Quadcast itself. Actually, I should have. I mean, if I remember correctly, at least. If not, then I probably did like a sound sample of the Quadcast and then recorded most of the video with the Audio Technica BP40, which is a totally different microphone. What microphone would you say is good in non-treated room? I go XLR. Oh, I have Go XLR. Ooh, lovely. I also have a Go XLR. In a non-treated room, I mean, a dynamic microphone sounds like the way to go if that's the case. And in that case, uh, hmm. Uh, well, what's your budget actually? Like, what is the maximum that you're willing to spend on a microphone? And I should be able to give you a more specific recommendation there. Why don't you review light strips or smart switches or something like that? It is kind of a good idea, something that would help to enhance any gaming setup. I have actually considered it in the past, and I have done things along the lines of that. Um, However, when I have done it, those videos don't tend to do very well at all. Unfortunately, at least not like for my channel. I have seen that for other channels, making content like that does work out for them, but when it comes to my channel, unfortunately, those videos tend to tank pretty hard, sadly. So that's essentially why I try not to do too many of those. Yeah, yeah. I'm very sorry about that. Bloody Fedora says, I am exhausted today. No worries, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. John Moo Firecat says, more like a old something toast get views like a iPod or laptop or old PC, maybe a mic. That would be interesting. Tear it down thing. I don't want to tear any of it down. Are you kidding? I'd be destroying my own tech. I don't want to do that. Man, it is a shame that you don't have more viewers and subscribers. You have an interesting concept of reviewing microphones and also doing live streams with them. Besides that, you do everything with decent quality. Oh, well, thank you. I very much appreciate that. Um, while I don't have a lot of viewers today, and I probably won't for a pretty long time, I think that one day it could happen. And if it doesn't, it's also okay. It just meant that that my content wasn't good enough to cut it. sadly, or that I just couldn't get the algorithm to like me, but it's okay. Torture asks, I'm in the UK, so I'm in pounds, so around $250. For around $250, best microphone that I would recommend for that price that would help when it comes to sound rejection would be the Shure MV7. It is exactly $250 actually. So that is the best microphone that I would recommend. Considering that microphone can be used in XLR and USB modes, but it's also just a very good dynamic XLR microphone that you can certainly get a lot out of. So I do recommend going with that one. That's my top recommendation at around that price tag. Oh, that's sad. Like an old laptop. See how it works and tear it apart. So you want me to make a video around me just like taking apart a laptop or something like that? I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it, actually. I would have to try to see how I can fit that into my schedule, though. So don't expect that anytime soon. And I have to find a laptop to do that with as well. One that I wouldn't mind breaking if anything went wrong. OG Gamer says, "Hi, bro. Hello there, buddy. How are you doing tonight?" Maybe you should try to advertise your content on TikTok. I know quite a few streamers and video makers who grew their channels quite a lot after using the app. Hmm. Would that actually be wise to use TikTok? Hmm. I've never made a TikTok account at all. And considering everything that I have heard around it, uh it doesn't seem like my kind of scene. But hey, I mean like if it will actually help, then it might be worth looking into. Though my goal for this year, I would say is merely to just reach around 50,000 subscribers. Hopefully, I can do it. My goal for last year was to reach 10K, which I did reach in very early December. And then I made it to like around 11 point something K, almost 12K by the end of December. But my growth has certainly stunted since. Um but still, like I am working on trying to produce quality content and hoping that the algorithm will love me one day. But nonetheless, I do still consider myself lucky to be able to do this full time. So yeah, I would say that that's pretty cool. I have to say though, like this microphone here is one of my favorite condenser microphones. My favorite XLR condenser microphones, and I have to commend Rode on here. Like this microphone has fantastic reputation for just sounding so good and natural, and I absolutely love it for its natural sound. And in spite of this being a condenser microphone, it actually does a really good job at avoiding noise from like all over the place. It's actually very good at that. Plus, we have a new lockdown at the Saturdays and Sundays. Oh no. Plus new restrictions, I think, through the days of the week. So that's fun. Oh no, that is unfortunate. More lockdowns? I'm sorry to hear that. I've been looking at the MV7 and Rode Procaster. What would you say is better? I have indeed tested both. Uh, so that's a pretty good question. I personally prefer the sound of the Shure MV7, and I think that the Shure MV7 is also more customizable. It's smaller, but the podcaster looks better. No, I mean the podcaster does have some things going for it as well. Like in terms of the build quality, the podcaster I would say is built a lot better than the Shure MV7, even though they're both built out of metal. The podcaster just feels very solid. So like in terms of durability, you can certainly count on that microphone. Um, but honestly, I would s- I would probably chalk it up to this. If you want to be able to play around with the sound a lot and just like make sure that you have as much customization as possible to get the sound that you want, I would get the MV7. But if you already know that you want that podcast sound to your recordings, your streams, or whatever it could be, then the podcaster could be the better way to go. Because, I mean, the podcaster is a fantastic podcasting microphone, uh, but it is meant for podcasting and things like that. Or just like if you want that sound out of your microphone in general. So I would say that that's my verdict. Which condenser is that mic? Oh, well, this is actually the Rode NT1-A. It is actually a pretty popular microphone uh, among artists and things of the like, especially for people who like to do voiceover work, which is why I got this microphone. I'm back with more GPU questions. Is this good? Let's see. Gigabyte GeForce GTX 1050. Uh, only 3 gigs, really. How much? How much is it for that graphics card? Because even that, I would probably say no to. Bloody Fedora says, but necessary, unfortunately, referring back to the lockdowns going on over there. Health system was falling apart, so they got desperate. I see. I guess that some measures had to be taken. Kitty Nor says, also great videos. Thanks for all of the great tech info. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm very glad that you enjoy it, and thank you for your compliments as well. Relative to what? Yes, that is indeed a great question. If you would press like on tech videos, then trust me, you'll see plenty examples of similar content that you make. The app is great. Huh, really now? So I guess that it would help quite a bit when it comes to discoverability. Interesting. Jamu sounds okay. And marching band, I needed to play a mellophone. There, the thing I play trumpet, and the mellophone is a French horn, but with trumpet fingerings. But the more I play the mellophone, the worse I get at trumpet. So now I need to practice twice as much. Wow, that is indeed twice the effort right there. But I'm sure you can manage since you already know how to play the trumpet. Though, I mean, I personally think that playing instruments is just very tough. It's something that I think uh, I would never be able to do properly. Sadly, I still want to practice and learn guitar, but pretty sure I will not do well in that department. I'm new to audio stuff, so it's hard to choose. No, I completely understand. I remember when I was first new to like audio stuff. I actually started reviewing a lot of microphones on this channel for the purpose of also being able to like educate myself and just like being able to learn more about these things. And I would say that over the past year that I have been doing this, I have learned so much about audio, like a lot more than I ever saw myself learning, and I still feel like I've got a lot more to learn. But yeah, so okay, I'll give you an example then. I'll ask you to try and make things a little bit easier for you, torture. I'll ask, do you like the sound of this microphone, and do you want to get the sound out of your microphone? 1060 6 gigs is an absolute minimum. Not great, but the minimum. I can agree. Yes. I was actually suggesting a 1050 Ti as like a bare minimum. Because it does have around 4 gigs of VRAM. But I do agree that a 1066 gig when it comes to streaming, and playing games at the same time is a minimum because streaming can be pretty intensive for sure. At this time, building a PC that's good at both for $650, as you suggested earlier, would be nigh impossible. Meanwhile, me, the hell is a music instrument? I thought music came out of thin air. I mean, I just thought that it came out of speakers, but I guess I'm wrong. That's how bad I am at playing instruments. Well, that's fair. Summit, what is your primary DAC for audio when it comes to your PC? Oh, I'm actually using a Go XLR. Uh, this is my audio interface of choice for my main PC. My recordings in the attic, like for my videos and stuff like that, is actually the Yamaha MG10XU, which is less than half of the price of this one. But it is still a really good interface. It can just be a bit noisy at times. And then I also have a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, the third gen, and that is actually specifically for using it with this microphone in particular because the preamps on that audio interface, fantastic. Torture says, yes, I would. Okay, then if you would like this sound out of your microphone, because I did actually apply some EQ changes to it to make it sound more suitable for like a podcast. I think that you would probably enjoy the Rodecaster or the Rode Procaster, sorry, more. So the Rode Procaster might be the better way to go, and and since you do already have a Go XLR, if I remember from earlier, you can still customize it to try and get a sound that is better for yourself. It's just easier to do on the Shure because the Shure does have a flatter frequency graph, but the podcaster is clearly like tuned for it to be best for like podcasting and things like that. But if this is the sound that you're going with or that you want to go with, then I think the podcaster will give you the better results. I wish I never stopped playing the flute since I now don't remember how to reach music sheets now. Oh no. I never learned, and they definitely look very complicated. I mean, to anybody that can read music sheets best, like God bless you. The hell is a flute? Some kind of food? Of course, you would ask that. Kitty Norris says, very nice. You have a very good modest setup. I respect it. Very cool. Oh well, thank you. I try my best, indeed. I try my best in that regard here. Also, I made the fist working robot in my robotics class. Oh, the first working robot in my robotics class. Okay, awesome. So, how did it go? Was everybody impressed? But reading music is the one universal language. No, it's not. Shut up. Because I don't get it. Therefore, it's not universal. No, I'm obviously kidding. Basically, at the start, you could just upload bits from your YouTube videos on TikTok. Upload there, one video per day, and trust me, after a month or so, you will see quite a big growth. It is worth a try, I think, because like the way, I mean, I have seen my little sister using TikTok, and the way that I've seen that it works is just that you like whenever you're just like browsing through like the shortest form of content, it's just like going from one to the other. You just swipe around, so like you'll eventually end up on something. So yeah, like you might actually have a point. And TikTok might actually be a decent way of increased discoverability in that sense. What microphone would you say is best for streaming and gaming? I don't think that there is a best microphone for streaming and gaming because it really does depend on your voice. Um, Not every microphone is going to sound great with everybody. Like I remember microphones such as the Electro Voice RE320. I did not think that microphone sounded good with my voice at all. Audio Technica AT2020, same thing. I didn't have very good things to say about those microphones, mostly because I didn't like how my voice sounded with them. Uh, so it really does depend. And then also depends on what kind of sound you're trying to go for. So there isn't really like a blanket recommendation that I can give you. There isn't a best microphone for doing such. However, I will say that the Shure SM7B is totally overrated for this kind of thing. If you're getting a microphone for streaming and gaming, it's not worth going with a Shure SM7B. I would probably honestly stick to like a $200 microphone and even less than that. So if we were to narrow it down in that sense, um, I would likely end up just using a condenser microphone as a result, and that microphone would probably be the Movo VSM7. Um, I just think that that microphone is like the best for its price range. It is very similar to this one, actually, even in terms of sound, you could say. But yeah, like there, but yeah, like there just isn't a blanket recommendation that I can make in that regard, unfortunately. So I'm sorry. You don't know the words. Sing the melody. Can't do that. Tap your foot. It is something that connects all of us. I can go on. Yeah, well, okay. I mean, even then, I still can't read the symbols on a music sheet. I have been building my recording studio for a while now. I produce all kinds of stuff, and channels like yours are very useful for sourcing new potential gear. This is Kitty, by the way. Oh, hello, output. uh, well, thank you very much. I do try my best in that, and like talking about stuff that people would be interested in when it comes to content creation and things like that, like cameras, microphones, audio interfaces as well. I do review those and things of the like. I try my best. I like stream decks, streaming devices. I do try my best to cover as much ground as possible. Besides that, you have unlimited content for TikTok from your YouTube channel, so it's basically easy grind. You just need to choose which 10 to 60 seconds upload to TikTok. You can even start tomorrow. Hey now, I'm a little bit shy about starting tomorrow. I need to give that a little more thought, though. I think it would be really nice to do for the podcast, actually. So who knows? Like maybe I'll give it a go. Music sheet might as well be Chinese Hebrew to me. I I would not be able to read one either, definitely. Would you recommend liquid cooling? I've never built a PC with it before and I'm nervous. So when it comes to liquid cooling, it really strongly depends on what you're going to be doing. I generally recommend liquid cooling um if you're going to be overclocking your CPU, but if you're not going to be overclocking your CPU, then I would probably recommend an air cooler instead. Uh, because an air cooler will probably do a better job at cooling a CPU that's not overclocked. But a water cooler would certainly uh be the better option for an overclocked CPU. And I'll give you an example. I am currently not overclocking my CPU at all, which means to force it to run at higher speeds than it's meant to. So because of that, I decided to go with an air cooler because it is more energy efficient as well. And it still does a fantastic job at cooling. So that's my verdict on that regard. Jamu Firecat says, no TikTok. TikTok bad. Please no TikTok. I mean, I do share that sentiment with you, John Woo Firecat. Actually, um I don't hold TikTok in very high regards, but if it would help in boosting my channel, then it might be something considering. But it's not something that I would just like do overnight. You know, Joe Mufarka 10 says TikTok equals cancer. I had to slightly agree. I also had to slightly agree on my end. And Foolish Swami is officially first, so welcome in. Very happy to have you. So, like, in spite of what has been going on here, Foolish Swami is first, and I don't want to hear anybody argue otherwise. TikTok good, actually. Oh, I'm going to send you TikToks till you like them. That sounds like something you would totally say. John Mubarak says, yeah, but a lot of things on TikTok, the cringe, though. I don't really say that. I can't believe you made me read the word cringe. I try to be an adult at times. Mostly neutral thought. I have this vision because of all the weird and dangerous challenges that come from it. No, yes. I do know that there was this really weird challenge uh that had to do with like using an app that took you to like random coordinates, and it would just like guide you there, and like people would actually end up finding a lot of nefarious things, to put it mildly. Ah, you gotta curate what you like. That is indeed true. Though that goes for all forms of social media, not just TikTok. I, I need to go see you. No worries, John Woo. Have a wonderful night. There's no though needed. If you want to grow your channel, then don't overthink and start already. It's just like YouTube. Only the videos are shorter and it's easier to get more attention there. I think that there is thinking over to be done. For one, I mean, like I have to even see if it's a platform that I would like. Now, granted, I do have to give it a chance and actually try it, rather than just like going off like based off of everything that I've heard and like from what I've seen my sister scrolling through and things like that. I should give it a try before giving it that kind of judgment. However, I'm not the kind of person to simply like just decide something on the whim. It doesn't work that way for me. I I do just need to think it over. Interesting. YouTube kind of stopped coming through. Huh. And what do you mean by that? Finally recognized as first. Tech Summit is king now. Ah, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I, I mean, YouTube messages me. Oh, messages are coming through, but just much slower. Always been something that frustrated me about Restream. Huh, interesting. So that is Restream causing that. I don't know. I think it's something worth looking into. Uh, Though it could just be again that because I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, that it is causing that to happen. That there is going to be some delay, and that it's going to try to reach one channel before it reaches the other. The algorithm on TikTok is very specific and will drive you down a rabbit hole if you like too many weird things. I'm mostly on Socialist. I never thought that this would get political here. So like Alice in Wonderland then, YouTube in a nutshell. There you go. Try to find your way through. Worse than YouTube. You got to be careful with those likes that you hand out. I see, I see. So like it's just immediately going to force like the algorithm to like push all sorts of content like that down your throat. Oh, so Alice, in Nightmare Realm. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness, foolish Swami did it again. I must be Luigi for a little while here. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to hear what Luigi sounds like through a fancy ass microphone? Brendan Halcyon, thank you very much for jumping in. How's it going, buddy? This is different than Twitch. Oh yes, because I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Whereas Luigi would say, Wah, I, I am the Luigi. I'm looking for my brother, the Mario. I cannot find my brother. He got lost when he went to look for the princess. Oh, really now? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, how easy is it to tune a microphone? It depends on the interface and the microphone itself. But since you and I both share a Go XLR, there is actually kind of like an easy mode of tuning it, and there's also going to be a harder mode to it. So when you go over to the Go XLR app and you are under the mic settings, you are going to see the equalizer section, and it is going to show you basically what the frequency graph is going to look like in general. So like usually it is just going to be completely flat. Everything is going to be at 0 from the low end to the high end. The lowest being 31.5 hertz and the highest being 16 kilohertz, at least when it comes to the equalizer here for the Go XLR. However, there is a little checkbox also right on top that's going to say enable fine tuning. That is going to allow for a lot more options. If you're just starting off, I would not recommend that you dabble in there at all because it is just going to get super confusing. However, the EQ already on the Go XLR is not really like the simplest thing to digest right off the bat, especially if you're not used to messing around with audio. However, essentially, like it's just a matter uh, uh, of like speaking into the microphone, hearing what it sounds like, and if you feel like the high notes are a little bit too loud or like too bright, then you would go over uh to like the far right where the high end stuff is, and then you would just bring that down a couple of notches to try and equalize it. And if you feel like your voice is too bassy or like it just sounds like there's just too much bass going through whenever you're like speaking into your microphone, then you can also go onto the low end and bring that down. And that's essentially kind of what that means. The mid range is actually a little bit more difficult to explain, but I try not to mess around too much with the low end because I already have like a relatively deep voice. Um, so naturally, my voice will sit around like the mid range. So if I decrease that or increase that, it's going to mess with my voice too much. It's either going to make my voice sound too tinny or it's going to make my voice sound too muddy. So I do have to be pretty careful with mid range. If I'm going to adjust anything there, it's like barely, just to create like a smoother curve. Even though I feel like I complicated things a lot, so I do apologize for that. But in other words, EQ the Go XLR, I would recommend looking up a tutorial for it, but that's pretty much like the gist of it. I have a lot of messages to catch up with here. You can press not interested to videos that you don't like and press heart to videos that you do like, and you only need about a few days to make your TikTok account show you good quality stuff. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like you need to teach it what kinds of stuff you're interested in watching and that kind of thing. I gotcha. And I do appreciate you explaining that for me as well. Low key, it's getting better. Oh, is it now? So, oh, Brandon says, so I need to go on Twitch so I get points. Yeah. I need more to make you talk different for an hour. Well, I do strongly recommend that you don't bother. They don't bother doing that tonight because the live stream it is indeed going to end soon. You don't want to waste your points, eh? I am the Luigi. I am still the Luigi. Isn't that right, the foolish Swami? Talk to me. Tell me if I'm being correct. Or 15 minutes. Yeah, fair enough. Come to the dark side, Brandon. Brandon, welcome. Okay, now I'm here. More points. There you go. Now you can start collecting those points. You're back on track, buddy. I believed in you the entire time. I knew that you would come around. Make him keep doing Luigi. I don't have enough points yet. Don't worry, there is time. It's definitely Italian. Beautiful Luigi impression. 2000 out of 10. Oh, thank you. I tried my best. So would you say that the MV7 is good with Go XLR? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of microphones that even would surprise the cost itself of the Go XLR will sound great with a Go XLR. Like the Go XLR has very high quality preamps. So you can just like depend on it to carry you through a lot with pretty much any microphone. And I'm not saying that it's going to make every microphone sound like gold, uh, because it does have to fit your voice still. But yeah, like it will certainly help out a lot. Wait a damn second. This isn't Persona? No, it's not Persona. It looks like that is still there, huh? There is time, says Brennan Elsian. Trudy Hancock, hello. Good Luigi accents. Oh, well, thank you. I tried my best. I've been practicing for the last couple of times where my colleagues over here have been paying points so that I have to go through the challenge of doing a Luigi impression. It's never easy, but these are the things that I do for the people that I love. Text persona is a microphone. Don't judge. Yeah, so I go persona, and there you go. It's right there. It's always there. By the way, how do you live out of YouTube? At the moment, you don't get that many views. Is it sponsors that help, or do you live off of your older videos? Because I noticed that you said that you do this full time. So I do have multiple streams of income that are directly related to YouTube. So there is ad revenue, and a lot of it right now is actually coming from older videos, but videos that I have posted in the past have still been growing. They've just been growing slowly, so like all of that has been adding up. So that's one source of income. Another one is affiliate marketing. So like the Amazon affiliate links, I've actually been doing really well in that regard, and I very much appreciate everybody for using my link to make any purchases. It always it always helps out quite a bit. And I do also have affiliate marketing with Luster and affiliate marketing with Abunda, which is like a financing service. Like basically, I do like commission work in that sense. Like I promote them. I promote their services in my videos, and if anybody uses those links, I do get a small cut from that. But if people start using that over time, more and more and more, it does end up adding up eventually. So that's how I make it. But on top of that, I also make videos for another company, and they pay me per video. So yeah, like that's how I am able to do this full time. And it also helps that usually when I do purchase a review unit and I don't need it anymore, I end up selling it back. So I can at least somewhat break even in that regard. But a lot of microphones I end up keeping. So if I just plug the MV7 into the Go XLR, would it be fine? Yes, absolutely. It's going to sound great already right out of the box. However, I would still encourage you to mess around with the equalizer still. Like just to get the sound that you would prefer most, and considering that you do want more of like a podcasty sound, just like increase the low end a little bit, maybe by like 2 points, and you should be on your way to getting more of like a bassy podcasty sound. Miss 82632 says, "What do you think is the best overall controller? Are you going to try the Astro C40 controller? And do you think a non-circular D-pad is good for fighting games?" I think that a non-circular D-pad, for one, can still be great for fighting games. It's just that a circular one is usually better for fighting games. So, honestly, like as long as the D-pad doesn't have too much travel in it, in my opinion, at least I think that it is going to be pretty good for fighting games, whether it is a circular one or it is like the full cross, or the buttons are split like on the PlayStation uh controller for example. Now, as for whether or not I'm going to try the Astro C40, I have actually not looked into that. Let me take a look. I'm currently on Amazon right now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hang on. Hang on a second. This this controller, Jesus Christ. My goodness. Huh. I I don't know if I'm going to be testing this controller. This controller costs $370. I mean, I can see why it's so expensive though, because I mean, you can swap out just about anything on this thing, like even part of the shell if you wanted to. But Jesus Christ. I'll look into it. Like I'll think about it and I'll see if I end up having the budget to end up making that purchase, but I will keep it in the back of my head at least because a controller like this has now piqued my interest. I just wish it wasn't this damn expensive. And what do you think is the best overall controller? So I haven't actually tested too many different types of like pro controllers or anything like that, unless you include the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. But I mean, I don't. I would consider Pro Controller to be more so along the lines of, let's say, the Razer Raiju Ultimate, which I do own. I love that controller a lot, but I don't think it is necessarily the best controller. I think that the best balance for a controller probably would be somewhere in between the Xbox Series X controller or the Google Stadia controller. I actually hold the Google Stadia controller in pretty high regards. I think that it is a very good controller. I'll go through the backlog and like everything to make sure that you get the algorithm to like you. Oh, well, thank you. I very much appreciate that. Comments also help a lot, by the way. If I pay for it on the front end, will you ship it to me after? Yeah, sure. I don't mind at all. Uh, I do I do sell micro I do like end up selling the microphones that I don't need. I can let you know of which microphones I currently have for sale. And yeah. Now, would you be looking for a USB microphone or an XLR microphone? Nightbud, work in the morning, great video. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that I got to this message so late. But yes, you too, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping by as well. Save up those points. By the way, I kind of discovered you through TikTok. Really? Someone on TikTok recommended a fee fine mic over Blue Yeti, and I searched the name on YouTube and accidentally found you. Huh, interesting. How interesting. I was actually in a fee fine commercial recently, and I found that out through one of my cousins who messaged me on Discord, and he's like, "Hey, one of my friends just saw you on like an ad for fee fine," and I was like, "Really now?" Well, let me check this out. So I emailed the folks over at fee fine, and I asked them if they would be kind enough to send over uh like like the MP4 of the ad, and I was like, "Huh, yeah." And they used one of my B-roll shots, and I was also briefly in one frame. So yeah, there is that. It seems like we have a very healthy partnership. You must also make sure to use the community tab as much as possible, Tech, so the algorithm likes you even more. That is indeed true. I've actually fallen off from making too many community posts, but I should definitely get back to that. That I can easily jump right back into because I like doing polls and things of the like. How do you find the Steam controller trackpad and gyro aiming on PC compared to best controller aiming on console that has auto aim? Okay, so my opinions on the Steam controller are that that controller is just not for me. Um, I have the Steam controller over here, and I don't like using the trackpads to move around like the camera or anything. I don't really like using them so much. But when compared to, let's say, an actual joystick, you can get more precise and you can certainly move a lot more quickly with it. And the gyro on the Steam controller is very, very good. I have to say. So like when it comes to first person shooters, I think that the Steam controller would do fantastically. Um versus any other controller on this list or that I've ever mentioned before. I would say that the Steam controller is the best one for FPS. I dreamt with my host being demolished today. How did that happen? But it wasn't exactly my house, and it was raining. When I entered, it was in ruins. That sounds like a terrible day, if I've ever heard of any. Another reason for you to use TikTok is that you can make some money through views over there too. It's so much easier to get views there. I don't know, another source of income sounds great, doesn't it? Of course, another source of income does indeed sound great. But again, it's not something that I can just jump into right off the bat. I have to give it some thought. JD Crazy says, I like microphones. I like them too. I think microphones are great. It was an interesting dream. Even found a secret stash, although it doesn't exist in the real world. Huh. Is that so? And so like in the ruins of your home, like you just happen to come across this. This one stash of whatever it could be since it hasn't been disclosed quite yet. Oh crap. I've actually noticed that there is a used Astro Gaming C40 TR controller for around 260 instead on Amazon. So I might add that one to my cart. But again, we'll see if I do actually end up reviewing this because this is a very expensive controller after all. It's more expensive than my Raiju even. But I am very interested in it. There are going to be more controller reviews coming up as well. I'm actually receiving one from PC Heaven. They have a pretty awesome offering, I would say. And there was also another company. I forgot. I apologize, but yeah, there are just more controllers coming in for review. Yes, it is. You just need to spend 20 minutes a day to upload some YouTube bits to TikTok. After a month, you can make conclusions. Just do it. You have nothing to lose there, only to win something. Actually, there is time. There is time that I could be losing. And plus, will I actually be consistent on TikTok if I were to start doing that? Like, I have to think about these things as well. It's really not so black and white. I appreciate that suggestion, of course, but yeah, it's not just something that I'm going to run up and just make a TikTok account and try to commit to it. Because it is something that it is so going to take commitment, you know. But like I do see your point, and a lot of good could come from it. So like Don't get me wrong, I appreciate uh, that suggestion. Just let me think it over. It's something that I will most likely end up doing, but it does depend on whether or not I decide if I can actually keep up with that. It was a sheet. I think an economic thing, maybe an heirloom thingy. I'm not sure. I didn't read the paper. You know what? Fair enough. But with that said, to you all, thank you very much for joining up on tonight's live stream. I very much appreciate that, and all of you that have joined in tonight. It has been a blast. A lot of you have allowed this chat to remain as lively as ever, so thank you so much for that. And I very much look forward to seeing you on the next live stream, which, by the way, will be actually on Thursday. I'll be streaming again on Thursday because I got my hands on the Razer Kiyo Pro, which is Razer's new $200 webcam. I'm going to be reviewing that very, very, very soon, so do look forward to that. And I will be streaming that same night with that camera as well, so that you guys can get a good impression of what it's like to use it for streaming. But with that said, I'll see you then if you would like to join in. And yeah, have a wonderful night to you all. Hope that you love the road to NT1-A and enjoy. Stream off. Bye bye.